Worship bass players, this tip is so simple to help your team play better and more as a group that I was surprised to find people not doing it. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Blueprint Sounds. My name is Nathan Smith. Today we're going to talk about how you can make your band better. It costs you nothing. It's the simplest thing in the world. But I got to start with a story. A couple of days ago, I was watching a live stream of a church. I happened to know one of the worship leaders. And as I was watching the live stream, I was surprised to find that the band wasn't quite together. Right? They were close, but there was something that I couldn't explain, and then it hit me. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, and here's what it was. Super simple. As there were two camera angles, and as it went from one camera angle to the next, I saw the drummer in his box, like a lot of worship drummers are nowadays, over here in one spot. I didn't even see a bass player, right? And then it cuts to the next camera angle, and all the way across stage, 15 feet away, sat the bass player on the complete opposite side of the stage. You guys, here's the tip. If you want to play together with your bass player and your drummer, the best way to do that is to sit next to or stand next to your drummer at all times. Why is that important? If you're more than 10 feet away from another instrument, you cannot play perfectly in time with them because there is a lag, a latency between what you're seeing and what you're hearing. Now you might say to yourself, well, okay, I've got in-ears. I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to hear them exactly as they come off the board. Not good enough, because the bass player and the drummer are the most important component of a rhythm section. They are the guts. They are like the engine and the transmission of your band. And if they're not together, then it doesn't matter what the piano player or the acoustic guitar or the lead singer does. If they're not together, the song is going to sound odd. And when I was listening to this live stream, it did sound odd because the bass player and the drummer weren't fully together. So let's talk about how you can play together and why it's so important that the bass and the drum are one. If I play my bass, listen to what the sound is. There's just a regular G note. What am I hearing? Well, I'm hearing a bass, and a bass tends to sound warm and full-bodied. It doesn't have a lot of attack. Sound engineers are always asking bass players, hey, can you give me more top end? I need a little bit more attack in my life, right? They want to hear the front of that note, right? And the bass can do that, but it's not the best thing that it does. The real thing that it does is shake your seat, right? It's got a lot of low end, a lot of warmth, and a lot of sustain, right? If I hit a note and just let her go, still going, right? That's what the bass is good at. Well, the bass's best friend is the kick drum. The kick drum basically has two parts that make it great. First, it has that attack, that punch, right? When the kick drum of the drummer is hitting, you hear that beater hit the skin and you hear that attack of a drum. It's instant and it punches. And it also has that woomph, that thing that makes your subwoofers light up, right? But that is relatively short. You can make it go longer with a little bit of compression. You can make the tail of a kick drum a little bit longer, but it's a relatively short. It's not nearly as long as a bass is. So having both of those two things, you've got the punch of the kick drum combined with the warmth in the body and the sustain of the of the bass player. When those two come together, you have the perfect peanut butter and jelly combination. So just listen to that kick. All right, let's add the bass. Here we go. So I did my best to make sure that my bass playing matched up with that kick. I imagined down to the bottom of the kit, where's that kick going? Gun, da 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 da, and made sure that what I was doing matched. You can only do that if you're sitting next to or listening into your kick drum plate. Now, I would, of course, much rather have a real drummer right next to me so that I could make sure that I was with him. But you do not want to shoot yourself in the foot by being 10 feet away. So that's the tip. Bass players, get a spot next to your drummer and stay there. And you'll be much happier, and so will your audience. Hey, if you'd like more help, go to my website, blueprintsounds.com, and on there you'll find a free gift for you, 23 things every worship team and tech team should hear. It's full of advice like this. It's a free PDF. It costs you nothing. You just put in your email address, and that way you'll be able to see when I have new videos that come out every week and when I have new products that are available. Take care, God bless, and goodbye.